Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I had something very exciting to talk about, and I wanted to talk about Houston sports at the moment. If you're a Houston fan, you've seen a lot of happiness these past couple weekends, and I want to talk about the Texans and I want to talk about the Rockets and the beauty of good coaching and what we call a culture shift. Starting off with the Houston Texans, the last couple years the Houston Texans have been an absolute abysmal show. It's just been atrocious of a football team. So many bad things have happened to the Texans, whether it's the quarterback position and all the controversies there, whether it's the head coaching. David Culley and Lovie Smith were absolutely horrible head coaches. They were terrible. And, a lot of people, try to shoot fire at the Houston Texans for firing these guys. And honestly, do you watch the games? These guys are not good coaches. You can tell who's a good head coach and who's not. And the decision making these guys would make, and just how the team never came really prepared. It's just, even though the talent wasn't good, you can tell these guys weren't good head coaches. And the fact of the matter is, David Culley getting a head coaching job is crazy because he's from the Baltimore Ravens, who had their receivers weren't doing nothing. Like, why am I getting the receiver coach from the Ravens? Why not get the running game coach? You know what I'm saying? The running backs coach or the running game coordinator or something. I don't know. Just get somebody that's associated with the running game. Regardless, those two were not good head coaches. DeMeco Ryans, it's obviously a huge bias that worked out in our favor because, people are saying the Houston Texan job is undesirable. But DeMeco Ryans is a former Houston Texan, so it made sense for him to come and coach up the team. And we were very excited to have him. Regardless of everything that's happened, drafting CJ Stroud number 2, thank you, Lovie Smith. No one would have ever expected this to happen. Now, in my mind, I was like, we're not going to be as bad as people think because, in all honesty, we had some really good free agent moves, decent draft. I think we were going to be a decent team, but at the moment right now, people are talking like DeMeco Ryans is coach of the year, maybe with Dan Campbell. CJ Stroud has legit MVP consideration. Never would have thought that. But that's the culture shift, right? Smart coachings, people who actually coach up players, people you want to play for. You know what I'm saying? People will come to Houston to play with DeMeco Ryans and to play with CJ Stroud. It's a culture shift. Watching Texan football is not something that makes me want to, my eyes bleed. It's something that's exciting, something that's fun to do. When the season started, they basically said, to all the ticket holders, hey, we're going to do something. You're going to have a reason to be proud of us. And when CJ, I forgot who we beat, but we beat a team. He was like, man, I want our fans to be excited to wear Texan jerseys and to wear Texans gear. We haven't been excited for that for years because the team's been so abysmal. We're a laughing stock. We're the team that everyone, we're facing the Texans next. Oh, easy dub. Never get any national attention. We have no primetime games. Texans have 0 primetime games this year. It's ridiculous. Like, not even Chicago getting all these primetime games and we can't get one. Carolina getting these primetime games, but the Houston Texans may be the only team. Maybe Arizona as well, but I think Houston Texans are one of the only teams that I can recall that have 0 primetime games. No Thursday nights, nothing. There was no respect. But DeMeco Ryans and CJ Stroud, they go to Cincinnati. They facing Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a baller. Joe Burrow, they don't have T. Higgins. We don't got Nico Collins. You tell me CJ Stroud go to Cincinnati against not the early Bengals, the hot Cincinnati Bengals with Noah Brown and Tank Dell and Dalton Schultz, and he go out there, throw 56, and then we get the game-winning field goal drive. That's special. It's a culture shift. Right? There's a reason to tune in to watch Texans football. Win or lose, there's a reason to watch. Years ago there was, many years after it wasn't. Got one now. So hey, that's a big culture shift. I'm looking at the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets have won 6 straight games. They've beaten some pretty impressive teams, beating the Nuggets and Lakers in that stretch. And it's 6 straight wins is something that this team hasn't seen in a very long time. And it's beautiful, bringing veterans in. Ime Udoka's great coaching style. Steven Silas was an abomination of a head coach, not running plays for Jabari Smith, hurting Sengun's confidence. Sengun is the best player on this team, and he hurting this man's confidence. He wasn't a good. He was supposed to coach up, supposed to coach James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and those guys. But things changed, and he wasn't good with the change. He just wasn't a good head coach. He didn't know how to know good substitutions. I think Deshaun Nix kept getting minutes, and Deshaun Nix is not a starting or a NBA caliber player. Like maybe a G League player, but not an NBA caliber player. No shot to him. But it was ridiculous. It just seemed that every week, every day, just this team was so fine with losing. They'd make the same mistakes. You would never see true development. They wouldn't improve. People are saying Sengun, the offense should run through Sengun. Of course it should run through Sengun. So many people in the league talk about Sengun, and it's just unwarranted. It's not like someone asked them about Sengun. Kevin Durant was on the podcast. He said, man, I like Sengun. No one said, what are you thinking about Sengun? They literally just saying it to say it. Like they just say it out of nowhere. So why are we not running the offense through him? We have Jokic, best player in the world, arguably won the NBA championship, or is going to. He's number one seed at the time. He hadn't won yet. He's the number one seed. Why are we not, trying to copy that? Try to copy what the Nuggets are doing, because it's obviously very successful. It was Steven Silas was not good, but Ime Udoka, the Rockets are like, I think top 10 or even top 5 in offensive defensive rating. I may be completely wrong, but I saw that metric somewhere. We're top 10 in something. If I'm wrong, we are top 10 in something. And that's just something that just doesn't happen. This team with veterans, Fred VanVleet, Dillon Brooks, everyone was cooking those 2 signings, saying that, man, these guys ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna be about nothing. You overpaid VanVleet. Bro, we need veterans. And Fred VanVleet's a point guard. And that's what Jalen Green needs, a point guard. And Dillon Brooks brings an edge. Actually, good defensive player. Not even good, a really good, great defensive player even. And he brings a great edge to the team. And that edge and that swagger, sure, his plot isn't the best. Sure, people are going to cook him, Lakers fans, for obviously what he did in the playoffs. But, he has a swagger and he has an edge to him that the team definitely needs. People like Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, they need. When they have their heads down, when we giving up a lead, you need veterans to bark at them, say, boy, if you don't pick your head up, let's go, let's win this game. You know what I'm saying? Instead of let's choke the game away. That's the thing when you have veterans on your team. It's easy to choke leads, especially in the NBA. It's a game of runs. But when you have veterans who are there, who've been through the grind, who've been through big time situations, big games, and know what it's like in those moments, and it's telling you, bro, hey, chill out. We can still win this. Don't fall apart on me. We can still win the game. That's very important. That's important. That's great for development, and that's something we didn't have in the past. And when you have Ime Udoka, I think it's a play Tari Eason a couple games ago. He made a mistake, and Tari Eason got subbed out, and Ime Udoka, coached him up instead of just sitting him on the bench into obscurity. Coached him up. He held him accountable, but also coached him up, and that's how you make sure people don't make the same mistake again. Coaching is very important. That's the reason that we're going to see any success in both sports. It's the culture shift of coaching. We have seen terrible basketball and terrible football for a long time. We have been amongst the worst teams in the league, number 1, number 2 picks in both sports, and these are the 2 biggest sports in America. We are huge Houston's huge Rockets fans. We're huge Texans fans, and we see so much trash for so long, and we were sick of it, right? And the coaching was a huge reason why, a humongous reason. But with the new coach, take Lovie Smith and Steven Silas out here, getting Ime Udoka, a guy who took the Celtics to the finals his first year. DeMeco Ryan's a guy who made that 49ers defense just outstanding, and 49ers loved him and did not want to see him go. Now he's here and he's doing his thing. With a defensive coach coaching up a quarterback, you'd say, man, obviously he's not, if defensive coach with a rookie quarterback usually is, they want the offensive coaches because they want the offensive coaches to always be there. They'll always be there, obviously, because they're the head coach. They're not going to go like Bobby Slowick may one day get hired. You got to get someone else for Bobby Slowick. But CJ Stroud, the way he processes the game, the way he's making reads, the way he's, just all the things, the intangibles, the aura, the leadership is off the charts. And the Houston Rockets, Sengun, he's the best player on the team. He's looking really good. He's looking like a baller right now. Fringe all-star player. And hopefully we can build the team around him because, it's working for the Nuggets. So building a team around a guy like that's something very valuable. But if you're a Houston Rockets or Houston Texan fan, man, and make sure to like this video. If you represent the H, like this video. Anything can happen. The season in the Texans is only 9 games, or has been 9 games, and the Rockets have only 8 games, or 9 games this season as well. So anything can happen, honestly. CJ Stroud, anything. I'm not gonna cement anything is happening, but from up to this point in both teams, it's been a culture shift, and you can tell things have changed. Up to this point, things have changed for the better. So let's hope it stays that way. And for more content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. For people in the H, I'll catch you guys on the next video, and I'm out of here. Peace.